Good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at Java inheritance, and we're working with our Pokemon project. We're going to take a look at the base class that forms the foundation of what we're working with our inheritance project inside the class. And so when you're talking about inheritance, you have the idea that we have this overarching idea that we can use as a base class, and then we can inherit from that. And so when we're working with this in Pokemon, we have the idea that there's the idea of a Pokemon base class. And because it's something that's just very abstract, we can't make an actual Pokemon. There's individual Pokemon we can make. We're gonna make this as an abstract class, and the abstract keyword means that I can't use the new keyword with a constructor call for this, so I can only use this as a structural thing. And what this allows us to do is that we can get a very big basic structure that we can build down and have a cool hierarchy of classes with and do some really cool features of inheritance on. I also have the implement serializable. We'll talk about that another time. But we have right here our first four data members we're working with inside our Pokemon class. We have our pokedex number, our health, our can evolve boolean, as well as a string name. And when you have our constructor, even though I have an abstract class where I can't actually say equals new Pokemon, I still want a constructor because I'm using inheritance. I have that super parens. I can call my parent class constructor because even though I don't inherit the constructor, I can still access it internally within my inheritance structure. And so by having this right here, I can initialize all those data members that are at the base class level. And so I have that structure at the beginning that I can make once up here at the top. And then I can every single class that inherits from that all the way down the inheritance hierarchy, I have access to all that cool data without having to rewrite it. And that's one of the amazing powers of inheritance is you get to have code without rewriting it. And so I have my public Pokemon. So it takes a 2-parameter constructor, an int pokedex number, and a string name. We initialize those first two data members. We automatically set can evolve to be false and a default value of health 100 because hey, why not? The next thing we have here is a method called getTypes. GetTypes is something I'll be using for our GUI enforcement. We can actually get the actual types that are implemented in that. We'll talk about that more later. Then we have our getters and setters that we work with that. I purposely don't have my Pokedex setter on there because we won't be able to change our Pokedex number. And I didn't write a Pokedex getter on here as well because, well, I don't ever need to really get it right here on this first part, and we'll be talking about that later on in the project as we go along anyway. But we would want to have an actual get Pokedex number so we can actually access that data externally through all of our subclasses. So that's something that we do want to add. So I'd go ahead and go right here. I'll just go ahead and put it right here in the bottom of my getter section. And it's just going to be just like normal, so public, and then it's an int. So it's going to be public int get Pokedex number, and just as always, it's simply return, and then this dot Pokedex number. And so that's all we have to do for that. We have our getter right there. We can actually access that data, and so it's available for us as well right there. We have our setters we can use for that too. We can change the values. We can't change our Pokedex number because that's something we won't be able to change externally. I do have right here also a toString method that describes what my Pokemon is. And so I'm a Pokemon. My name is getName, and I can have that there at the base class. And so we have that right there. So by having that structure right here at the base class, we can use it so that every single Pokemon we make, we don't have to define variables for Pokedex number, health, can evolve, or name. We only have to define any data members or parameters. We only have to define any further data members that are exclusive to that individual Pokemon or that group of Pokemon. So we can make it so we can really coalesce our structure and make it so I only have to write code once and I can use it in better structures anywhere. As you can see up here in the top bar, I've got a bunch of different Pokemon I've been working with anyway, and so I can have all those Pokemon that implement. I can have all those Pokemon that extend from the Pokemon base class, and so that means all these Pokemon are listed up here get access to the class Pokemon, and they can automatically have access to all the stuff that's going along with that. So take a look at those in some other videos. You can see that how you can actually build a cool little Pokemon structure using inheritance. This is just a quick little introduction to the abstract class and how we can use that to have a structure and do stuff with it. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this more later as we go on for other videos. But thanks again. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.